My name is Preston O'Grady. I'm a member of the Eganville Area Community Development Group. I will be talking to you today about the development in Eganville and the role of the founding fathers. Eganville's story begins with a river, the ancient Bon Cher River, which was born in the glacial rocks of Algonquin Park and empties into the mighty Ottawa at Farrell's Landing near Renfrew. The river carried canoes, first the Algonquin people and later the European explorers who followed the fur trade into a valley thick with forests. The timber trade had begun. The growing timber trade needed supplies, and in 1825, Gregoire Bélanger established a farm on the site of present-day Eganville. He was bought out within 3 years by the enterprising James Wadsworth, who had immigrated from Ireland and rapidly saw opportunity ahead. Wadsworth built dams and chutes on the Bon Cher to transport the giant red and white pine downstream on their way to serve as masts for Her Majesty's Navy. Wadsworth's holdings in turn were taken over by John Egan, also from Ireland, who bestowed the name on the now thriving village, which now boasts a grist mill and a large sawmill. Egan's dream of a prosperous community along the river ended with his death from cholera in 1857. He was only 47 years old. His family and partners, however, continued for another 10 years. James Bonfield and Robert Turner purchased the northern half of Egan's timber limits, while the railroad magnate John Rudolphus Booth bought the southern half and prepared to harvest pine and use his newly built railway to transport it. Lumber from his timber limits was used to build the first Parliament buildings. Bonfield and Turner continued the Egan legacy with their partnership, though it faltered and Bonfield carried on alone. Turner bought Turner's Island on Lake Clear and began to mine apatite crystals, which were then used in the manufacture of fertilizer. Bonfield's daughter married Dr. M.J. Maloney, and their son Arthur became the first ombudsman of Ontario. Another visionary, John Duncan McCrae, was a partner of the Golden Lake Lumber Company, along with two O'Brien brothers from Renfrew. McCrae, who had been a medical student before he became a lumberman, had a particular interest in harnessing the power of the Bon Cher to produce electricity. By 1911, the last timber raft of square timber floated down the Bon Cher. The market for harvested pine was dying, and the stream of settlers along the Opiongo had slowed. Settlements along the Opiongo Road, which had been the famous stopping places, were now becoming supply centers for the surrounding farming communities. Eganville was one of the most important of those supply centers. This video is the first of a series on the history of Eganville and the area. Watch for our next installment. We will be talking about the Great Fire of Eganville. If you'd like more information, contact us. discovereganvillehq@gmail.com or www.discovereganville.ca.